that's what you want to do against the Sanking. Like, you want to push him out of the lane as soon as possible. And oh, he's using aggressive stun. There's the enchant. He's in a lot of trouble. He's actually dead. He's the first blood material.
He was really hoping that he could make this play over here on Arteezy, but just not quite has those numbers. Jerax bringing the Pinecone boys over, sees Overloam. Gonna start chasing him down slowly, allow Crit to take that Nightmare off, gets the lift off, toss it back, does have the Brain Sap. That's eventually, oh, it's still gonna be Crit who gets the final hit. I thought Abed was gonna snipe that.
Top tower is under attack.
That creep model is too big. And this is why I said, you know, they don't need to help Sanking because he is gonna die.
He's dead. Okay, a little bit of pressure being placed over on the Enchantress, and they'll punish him for going
They
too
got
far.
it. They got the first kill. That's what they need.
They're on the board.
Templar Assassin still getting a lot of farm. Dragonlance done. Just the Mithril Hammer away from full Deso, starting to put some pressure on a mid tower.
Gonna make the play, the jump over onto Nightfall, and they'll be able to clean up. They should be able to take this tower. So a nice, nice play here for the cut.
So take a good fight near the Roshan and try to transition that into first Aegis. Bane getting caught.
And walk into the Roche pit. You have that trap. They do realize they're over there. The question is, can they make something happen? As there is a little bit of a fight breaking out. They have the Deso. Nice Burrow Strike coming out, but there it is. There's the Ravage over onto multiples. It's not looking good. B-God's going to be the first one to fall, and they'll put out the damage. They'll take down all of it. They'll take down Kits. As the hunt is on Scourge with a big Meld Strike. Wants to finish off. And Luke just keeps zipping around. Can they get Crit? Oh, there it is. At the last second, they will be able to finally get it. Nice Burrow Strike coming through again. They'll turn their attention over to Arteezy.
This is a good fight for cut.
Yeah, they're just chasing after them. The good Nightmare holding into place over onto the Tiny. Scourge trying to make his way over. Just have to be a bit careful. Nicely done. Can they take down Tiny? Yes, they can. That's going to go over to Overloam. Aid looking for this opening. Try to get rid of the Satyr. Kits jumping forward, pokes a little bit over to Kits, but they have the lift, the toss back. Follow up here with the slow cuts of shot. Getting into position with the Burrow Strike. We'll drop them in the Mystic Flare. They need a little bit more damage over onto Nightfall. They don't quite have it. Another couple clicks. No, not going to be able to do it. They overextend. And Arteezy finding himself a kill. The Epicenter over on the back line doesn't quite do enough here as they finally do manage to take down Nightfall. Fiend's Grip, though, over onto the Tiny. It's looking good. They've got a lot of that negative armor. The chase after Arteezy. They should be able to get this kill. Scourge on a killing spree. The taunt back, though, should be able to get the kill on Bane. Aid finding this opening. They want the kill over onto Abed. He's got the Essence Ring. They have to get a bit more damage. There's no mana left over on B-God, really. So they chase down Abed. He's trying to zip forward. There's a double damager. Can he get into his bottle? Can he get over there in time? And they get the kill on Aid. They have not been able to get the kill on Abed just yet. And Scourge trying to figure out where he wants to go. Sees Jerax. Look at that Meld Strike. Oh my god. It's so much damage. But they have to get over there. They need to close the gap onto Jerax as he just manages to sprinkle away. Proving to be very difficult for them to get that at... Oh, the lift up over onto Scourge. Step 4, BKB coming out from Scourge, though, again, after Abed following up with a nice Burrow Strike. There it is. There's the Ravage. Still not going to be enough. They take down Aid. And there's no BKB left over here on Scourge. Has to be careful as Jerax and Nightfall holding him into place over the back lines. Abed, again, trying to escape death. Trying very hard. Drops that Remnant. Can they pop him? Can they get the final hit off? The drag back with the Vortex? Yes, they'll be able to do that. But they do manage to take down Scourge with death. But that Fiend's Grip, again, with the Mystic Flare, doing enough damage to take down Arteezy. Overloam will pay for this. Kits trying to get out of here. That last impetus, though, is going to be able to land right smack on the nose. B-God wants the kill on the Rubik. And he'll find it. It's a triple kill, though, for Nightfall.
Being able to control the backlines, silence the Bane, because they lack control. Like, if you use Grip on Tiny, like, they have very limited amount of spells that they can use to stop the creep.
Yep, so there it is. Followed up with the Ravage. They'll take down Overloam. They'll take down Aid, and they go and they knock over towards Scourge. Kits, though, jumping around. Is disarmed over here on the TI. Does pop that BKB. They'll turn it around. It's not looking good for Kits, but he's able to sidestep. And that's a big Mystic Flare. They need a little bit more damage. They'll be able to take down Arteezy. Scourge Protect, though, not looking healthy. He's going to be the next one who falls. And B-God, he gets the spells off, but doesn't have that HP to survive the assault.
This number 1 Roche, 30 minutes in, very slow to be brought down.
Okay, only managed to get the courier snipe. That is the blast rig. Jerax very forward here. Burrow strike forward into a lot. There's the Ravage, but the follow-up coming in hot here. Didn't quite manage to be able to take down now. Follow-up over onto Rubik. Crit's going to be taken out. Jerax does buy back. Let's get back into this fight, but over on the back lines, Kits is going to pop. They're going to reset. Get a buyback on the Sand King.
That's one way to do it. I mean, Sand King went in, forced a Ravage, and then bought back.
Oh, they were hoping to
Buyback
try
from
to
Kit.
jump back over onto Jerax. There's the Fiend Script, though, like we talked about. They found a different target this time around. It's going to be the Void Spirit, and they'll be able to take down Abed. Buyback coming out from Abed. They're making the plays here over onto Ortiz. He is silenced up. They've got a lot of magic damage like we're talking about. They need a little bit more. There it is. They'll be able to take him out, and Nightfall's just taking a little bit of a nap over here. He's going to try to teleport away. They have the stop, though. They have the way to cancel it out. And they'll rip apart Nightfall, and perhaps someone finally going to be able to go into this Roche pit. Abed trying to get some information. There's a little bit of a smack there. BKB coming up from Kits as they go and they throw out that Nightmare. Kits going to be able to get the Aegis, and they get the kill on Abed. Trying to just keep control of this area as Evil Geniuses makes their way back over. They have the vision, they have the ward, the jump forward immediately, jumping onto the back lines, wants to take down Crit. Not quite having enough, but there's the BKB. All right, they'll be able to take down Crit. They'll turn their attention now over to Abed with the Mystic Flare. He's just gonna get blown up. Standing on the high ground. Gonna sit back a ways. And they found themselves a Storm Spirit. And they're happy with that. Again, they do have a refresher over on the Tide. Jump for beautiful Burrow Strike. Oh my word, there's going to be the BKB coming up the Aeon as well. So they go and they try to get that beat the taunt back. EG now on the run.
Tidehunter still has one more Ravage, and Storm used the buyback, but is very low on mana. He used a lot of his mana
to get careful because they find that this could be a dieback. It's like just deja vu all over again. He does have the BKB though this time. Not a lot of mana though. He's got to be very, very careful. That Mystic Flare though does so much. Oh my goodness, they get the kill on Abed. They'll get the kill on 8. There's going to be the buyback though coming out from 8. Crit to fall. Jerax running for his life. Scourge, he wants this. He's chasing. He's got the silence. Do they have the damage though? Do they have anything to cancel it out? They do. Just turn back around, put out the hits, and that's a dead Jerax. Nightfall, the only one alive. This Roche belongs.
That was so close,
Moxxi. They want it.
A rune in the bottle, and also about to finish off the E on this, so he doesn't have to worry about getting jumped, because he knows that he's going to be able to get a BKB off.
He wanted that pretty badly, but the follow-up here, okay, there it is. There's the BKB. They draw the Mystic Flare over on the back lines. Doesn't manage to go and connect, really, but they do get Jerax. That's the first Ravage over here. The refresh coming out. They're going to be able to go blown up the Bane, and they're going to try to burst down the Storm Spirit. They will be able to do it. Buyback now from Bane Scourge. He does have the Aegis. He's going to be able to come back up again. A good Burrow Strike again coming out from 8. There's silence. They've got the refraction up. Got the disarm. Oh, good blink away with the Mystic Flare. It's looking so good. Can they finish off our team? Yes, they can. That's going to be the Aegis. It will pop, but they're coming back in with the numbers. Good Fiend Script coming out, holding on to Nightfall. The back away. The taunt over onto Scourge. Are looking for the opening. The chase after Abed. He's sitting a bit low. He's going to try to jump away, and he does manage to give them the juke.
I mean, she can get Refresher after that, because she already has a Shard and Aghanim Scepter, so Refresher to be able to have 2 BKBs, and imagine Refraction with like 26 instances.
Kits getting tossed up. He's got the Aeon Disc though, so he's absolutely fine. Dragging back, and looks like they're going to reset this opening. They went for the Ravage. I guess they went and connected over on Dave, but he has his own Aeon Disc, so he's absolutely fine. He's going to go back in with the Epicenter. Crit over on the back lines, gets wiped out of commission. As they'll hold on to this Nightfall here in place. Try to put a bit of damage out. Get silence though over here onto the Storm. Have the Ethereal Blade. That's another Ravage to toss into the air though. Good Fiend Script over here onto the Tiny, but the silence coming through here. As Scourge chases after them, they've got plenty of damage, and there's Mystic Flare over onto the back. Tiny is going to be just blown up as Nightfall left behind here. Does manage to get the kill over onto 8. That was a dieback, I believe, but they'll follow up over onto Abed. They'll chase after Nightfall. They want this kill. They have the Nightmare. They have the damage. They've got everything that they need. Buyback now over on Tiny. They have to go and deal with these creeps over here in the space area. Jerax trying his best.
Maybe they would want to have Aghanim Scepter instead. I think Ags on Storm Spirit is pretty good, just to be able to pull them together for great setup for Sand King stun. Storm Spirit should definitely pick up the Aegis, because
Cheese goes over. Perfect. Again, no one's showing on the map, so the cut playing very carefully here. They do manage to go and find themselves a storm. Toss up into the air, silence. Gonna just zip away, still holding on to that Aegis, still holding on to the BKB. And they'll find the kill on Jerax. Just happened to be on the wrong side of the jungle, the wrong spot. Kids doing a little bit of poking and prodding, has to be careful though. Again, still has that Aegis. Okay, the Aegis is going to pop. The rest of the team making their way over here. Nice Ravage coming out from Nightfalls. They're gonna put out some of that damage over
Cheese
onto
is
the
available.
TA,
Can get it off? No.
No, he's down. They'll buy back immediately over the back line, so they'll still be able to take down Crit. And the follow-up over here, Aeon Disc is going to proc over here onto Abed. They need to put some more damage on. Nice Beam Grip. There it is. It's beautiful. It's enough. They take down RT. They take down Nightfall. The cut, just slicing them up into pieces. They don't manage to get Abed at the end of the day, but they'll have to settle for Jerax.
Oh man, be godlike pretty much. The way he's playing in this game, like top tier stuff coming up from the Skywrath Mage. The Psionic projection, she TPs and
They GG.
Yeah, they call it.
GG.
You go in level 1, play aggressive, burn mana, use a healing salve, and then just make him useless.
We'll have to see if that all goes according to your plan, like you said. Definitely makes sense. They start off with a nice Burrow Strike right off the bat. Crit taking a lot of damage at that tag team. You know, it's doing work, but it's still going to be the first blood going over.
The miss
and they
uphill.
didn't get crit. Oh, and it looks like they're going in for a little bit more here. BGod having to be a bit careful.
Time to get out of this lane, because he's not getting anything. He has 11 CS compared to Viper's 15 and 10 denies.
Oh, this top lane is a bloodbath, but we'll have to go take off that bug, not fast enough. And there is a sentry placed over here, so 8 has to be careful because I don't think he recognizes this, though he's very aware of it now. Look at the sentry coverage coming out here. That is a kill for Arteezy. You've got sentries to your left all the way down there.
There is already a deep ward placed by Jerax, which is going to scout out where Terrorblade is farming, so if they bring Puck +1, this Terrorblade dies.
I hear a Dream Coil. And I see Overloam is got the Nightmare out over on Jerax. He's going to try to buy a bit more time, but these plinks coming in from Abed should be able to clean up over onto the Bane. I'm going to go for the Exorcism play over onto Abed. They don't have anything to cancel out the TV. Do they have the damage? Yes, they do.
That was
and they
barely got that kill. And this is big, because they're now going to take the tier 1 tower as well.
So from EG over by it, they don't want to give it away freely. 8 does have to be careful. Jerax and Nightfall are here, and they have a sentry ward. And this Burrow Strike forward tries to buy himself some more time, get underneath the tower. Looks like he's going to be all right, unless they go for a deep dive. It feels like they're going to go for it, though. 8 not looking healthy, doesn't really have that many stick charges, so will fall as BGod hides off to the side. Oh, hello. And we're only level 4 on BGod, so this is not looking good for him.
Yeah, open up another area of the map. Still a bit worried for them, because AM still free farming.
Kid's going for that Exorcism right away. They're going to try to channel up with the Epicenter. Can they get enough damage down? Overload holding on to the side. They managed to go take down Abed. They'll lose Aid. There's going to be the Nightmare tossed out over here onto the Weaver. Scourge joining into the fight here. They get the silence off. They need a little bit more damage, and they don't quite have it. So Jerax going to be allowed to live this time around as Nightfall starts stacking up. Jerax placing his body very forward. Overloam, though, he was trying to just get some time to himself underneath that tier 1, but will end up falling from the aggression. But as I say this, Abed also sitting very low. That's another kill.
Viper, BKB done. Disassemble the Dragonlance, 16 minutes in. That's big. And they know the Exo is down, so they are seeking for a fight right now.
Yeah, look at this. Kit's just kind of dancing around a little bit. Does have the Yules available. Silence followed up here with the Sand King and the Epi to do a lot of damage. Not quite enough, though, to take down Nightfall as they get the Dream Coil down. Crit looking for the opening, but they have a lot of damage. They're all just taking a bath in the middle of this Nether Toxin. Crit somehow still alive and eventually will fall. 8 already going down. They've got a bit of the hunt down. We do have RTC joining into the fight. He'll get the kill. As they'll chase after Overloam, they got the kill on top of that. They still have the vision. Abed, though, is he going to be able to survive? Is he going to be able to do it? No, they finally close the gap on him, but they'll get the kill on BGod. BGod, look at that. Oh, the immediate follow-up. Are they going to be able to burst down? No, looks like at the last second, yes, they'll be able to get Jerax. BGod, though, and Aid will fall. Overloam will be the next one. They go and they use the Exorcism. BKB getting popped over onto Nightfall. They use Mana Void over onto Kids. Kids having to back off a little bit. Again, the Exo is down, though. They have to be careful. See Nightfall trying to chip away over here at the tower. They can't quite get that denial off, so it is going to eventually fall. A little bit of a nightmare tossed off over onto Nightfall. Again, he's tanky though. You have to be careful of that. They'll turn their attention over onto Crit.
Silent.
And over on the
FP.
back lines, Terax, he will be the first one to fall. The epicenter getting dropped, and they also dropped the Dream Coil. Have to be careful though with that Nether Toxin. Yule's coming into play. Buy just a little bit more time, but they have too much damage. Aid will be the next one to fall. Crit it will fall as well as Abed keeps trying to dance around, poking and prodding over here at Kits. But Nightfall is getting chased after by Scourge over on the back lines. They do have to be careful. They've got Spirit Sight
He's out of
and
mana.
Silence. They'll get the kill on Scourge. As the rest of the team, they continue to chase. They want this kill on the Death Prophet. They're cutting her off. She gets the Crypt Swarm, but it's not going to be enough here. Overlord getting into position here. Gets the signs. They turn back around. They get the kill on Abed. Be God now getting clicked down. And there's a little bit of a sleepy time here for Artesian. He was just chipping away over on the tower. So, well, there's the Viper, but the BKB comes out. 8 has to be careful. This time they do have the X, though, but they have so much burst damage. Oh, my goodness. They just take out Overlord almost instantly. 8 also falling. That Yule's getting used here by his Death Prophet, but they just have too much damage. So that is an Exo down.
They might have like one more fight in them possibly. If they lose it, they just lose the game.
Gets try to make the play over on Nightfall. Again, very tanky. Medova gets popped off, plus the Exo. BKB as well coming out here from Kits, but has to be careful. It's very, very far forward. The rest of the team is not that close. As
All
they just
EG
walk away.
needs to do is walk away, wait for Exo and Meta to go down, and just go in and take that fight.
Yeah, look at Abed, his positioning here. Aid wandering by. Does spot to see the illusory orb, but the rest of EG over on the low ground. Jerax trying to get a little bit more information. The double damage is activated over on Arteezy. They have to be very, very careful. Abed looking for the opening. Gets the silence up over onto Overloom. He's going to fall. Now on the back line, they get the kill onto Jerax. Follow up here with the Yules into the air, trying to buy some more time here. The Sand King, though, is not looking too healthy as they'll end up losing. Kits over here on the side. And this is looking like a very dead B-God to boot.
You're actually, that's a high key play for sure.
When it's time to call it, it is time to call it, because I don't think they have any more business in this game. It's a rough one. Like, they popped 2 of their big ultis. They wanted to go for the fight, but there was no follow-up from Stanking. There was no Fiend's Grip to hold them in place. And yeah, now EG is going to take care of the rest of the barracks. That's going to be 2 sets they can't. And Puck has Eon Disc available once again. He got caught in the previous fight. There was like no real follow-up. There was no snowball save.
Ooh,
And look at Arteezy with the
You're
aggressive
poking. Yeah, there it is.
play.
There's the Sheep Stick coming in hot. Burrow Strike is nice, but not going to be able to quite do enough as Kits and Overloom have already fallen. Now Sand King running for his life. They have that Dream Coil over onto the back lines. Abed gets the kill on B-God. And they have the BKB already popped over onto Scourge, but they're going to end up losing Crit 8, the next one to fall. Multiple buybacks coming out from the cut. This is pretty important here. Oh, the stun up over onto Jerax. Okay, they'll take down the Weaver, but they already have the Aegis online now for Arteezy. So he's going to blink forward. Start chasing after Kits here. They'll throw out one of the illusions. You can see over the back line. Oh no, Kits is already just blown up. They'll get aid too. The buybacks now coming out from the Puck. He wants to be a part of this, but Scourge is going to be able to teleport away with that BKB.
Yeah, this is going to be the last set of barracks. EG pretty dominant in game number 3. About to close it out. They got mega creeps playing 5 versus 2, 6 versus 2, considering there's Aegis on Arteezy. Now this gem seems to be pinged a lot, but no one wants to use it.
The damage is being dealt over to the tower. You just don't have enough bodies here. Plus that Hex coming out over onto Scourge. It's going to be a Walrus punch up with the arrow. Will just evaporate. Scourge is down. The buyback, though, not willing to give this up without a fight, but this Ancient is just crumbling. And they'll put off a little bit more damage over.
Water Rune coming out. Man, mid lane is like I think a lot of players just wanted to see something different on a mid lane. All right, first blood. The courier.
The Zoomers don't know what a side shop is.
Side shop is just a secret shop that has.
Oh gosh!
Oh,
all right.
God, the bottom.
That just happened. Aid. Still throwing out some hits over here onto Jerax. Does have that salve though. Potentially turn. Oh gosh! All right, Scourge McDuck falling in the top lane. Crit also sitting very low. Still man fighting here with Jerax. Oh, but the tower.
Oh, he didn't get the XP. That Weaver managed to get like solo XP from one of those kills. Let's see, rotation from Crit.
I mean, this is what I was expecting. He's going to try to go use the life drain, but he's going to get bushwhacked over here onto the side. Kids have to be careful. Bugs are getting tossed out. Be able to get the kill on the Bogna and Overlord also to fall. Abed gets himself a double kill here in this middle lane. Keep tabs on Scourge. Scarex. Come through, and there it is. There's that blink like we talked about. The wind up with the sharpshooter, but the Nightmare comes out from Overlord. Gonna buy a little bit more time. Good arena, but it's not going to connect over onto Jerax here. They still have the vision on him though, and they will be able to clean up on Weaver.
Who get caught inside of that combo pre-BKB, but there is a BKB on Razor.
Oh, that is a very dead Pugna. Didn't even need to pop that just yet. Rest of the team, all right, Jerax going a little bit far behind here. They get the silence, they have dust, they can see this Weaver, but he's a pretty squirrely one. They do eventually find that kill.
Managed to get a successful scan, so they know something's happening. Arteezy getting out of the pit immediately.
That's the question. Blink forward here. Silence to follow up with the arena over onto the back lines, but they have the BKB. Overlord trying to best. He's going to just get off that ult, but still going to die, as is Aid. Crit here trying to dodge around for the Mystic Flare, just barely making it around the corner. B-God sitting so very low. As you can see, Scourge, he's trying everything. He's trying to keep those Warpath stacks up. He's trying to just get off enough quills. Be able to take down Crit. Kits, though, is going to be left for dead here, and then that is just a team wipe pretty much on the cut. They had the buyback on the Bane. 8k net worth lead right now for EG. Jerax again continuing to just get some of this information, throwing out the bugs over to Overlord. They know that he is one of those big lockdowns that are on this. Decrepify coming into play. No, it's not going to be enough to save them. So Scourge McJown continuing to stack up. Okay, there's a nice arena here. Follow the Mystic Flare. There it is. That's what we're looking for. But the BKB over onto Abed. Going to protect, and Scourge having to run. He just seems to be melting like paper over here. They have anything to try to keep Scourge, but they do not. Abed just going to be allowed to just walk away after all of this, thanks to that BKB. Jump in coming out now from Arteezy. They get Kits, they get B-God. B-God going to buy back right away. That feels like he shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Tier 3 tower in a mid lane, used 2 BKBs, 2 static links, and went out of the tier 3 tower on a bottom lane. Aid's gonna drop as well. They definitely have more than enough damage. I mean, the break mechanic against Mars, against the Bristol, is gonna be good. Net worth, not so great. He's in the middle of the pack, like Dragon Knight has more farm than him, and
that is
initiation again.
Gonna be able to run into Abed first. Can they get the jump? Oh, BKB, and they refresh right off the bat here. Aid is gonna back away. The map play not being too successful here. The idea is good. Following up over onto Abed. They do have Arteezy though, just hitting their building. As now Scourge
that's gonna be full
back.
set of barracks.
They just take it, no questions asked here. And over on the side, they have a whole other skirmish going on over in the mid lane.
Even if they lose a hero or 2, that's still gonna be fine, but it doesn't seem they're gonna lose anyone. AC plus Teso plus Skelly Bros, too much damage. And I mean, we can see some difference in the experience, like how they approach these fights. And this is what, you know, we haven't seen too much because there's always going to be someone to defend, but hold that thought.
Kits was getting jumped on. They do manage to find the Hoodwink this time around, so there's not going to be as much of that break mechanic being applied over, but Scourge is going to fall already as Aid already looking very low thanks to that Spirit Vessel and all the damage. Be able to take down Arteezy the first time, but they need to do more than that, and these are just the supports here. Overlord is going to fall. Follow up, they had the Mystic Flare. They just didn't have anything to hold them into place as the jump forward over onto Nightfall into the base continues as B-God having to be careful. He is going to fall, and it's just little Kits. And yeah, it's still just little Kits standing all by himself. This is looking rough for the cut as Kits just gets the life drain off, and immediately the sun coming out from Nightfall will be able to follow up this ward, just doing hardly anything to these guys as Kits will fall. The GG gets called. The cut, they put up a great fight.